We can obtain a relativistic acceleration equations by differentiating the velocity transformation equations with respect to time. And we'll demonstrate this for the acceleration in the x direction in the unprimed frame. So using the chain rule, we have dux dt prime by dt prime with respect to t. So this can be written as dux dt prime on dt dt prime. So to evaluate the derivative in the numerator, we can use the quotient rule. So we have the low expression, which is 1 plus ux prime by v on c squared, but the derivative of the high expression, which is dux prime with respect to t prime, which is the acceleration in the primed frame, and then minus the high expression, or expression in the numerator, being ux prime plus v, but the derivative of the lower expression, which is dux prime dt prime, or the acceleration in the primed frame, by v on c squared. And that's divided by the square of the expression in the denominator. So 1 plus ux prime by v on c squared, all squared. And then this entire expression is divided by the derivative in the denominator. So obtaining the inverse expression, we have t is equal to the Lorentz factor by t prime, and negating the velocity, we get v on c squared by x prime. So differentiating this expression, we get the Lorentz factor by 1 plus ux prime by v on c squared. So this expression is 1 plus ux prime by v on c squared cubed. So as we can see, this expression cancels with this one, and what we're left with is ax prime by 1 minus v squared on c squared. And the Lorentz factor is the reciprocal of the square root of this expression. So we end up with the square root of 1 minus v squared on c squared in the numerator. And that's divided by 1 plus ux prime by v on c squared, all cubed. So here we have an expression to the power of 1 by the same expression to the power of a half. So we get this expression to the power of 3 on 2. And that's our acceleration in the unprimed frame, in the x direction. And similarly, we can get the inverse relationship by swapping the primed and unprimed variables and negating the relative velocity. So in the numerator, we have 1 minus v squared on c squared to the 3 on 2. And in the denominator, we have 1 minus ux by v on c squared cubed. And if you follow the same process, you can obtain the accelerations in the y direction and z direction, which I'll leave for you as an exercise. And it's also worth noting that the acceleration of a particle in this case depends on the inertial frame of reference in which it's measured, unlike the Galilean accelerations, which we saw were the same in all inertial reference frames. And we can also see that the relativistic acceleration reduces to the classical result when the ratio of ux to the speed of light is very small, and the ratio of the relative speed between the frames to the speed of light is also small, as we can see from this expression. So although the frames are inertial, in special relativity, the motion of the objects may be accelerating with respect to these frames.